The draft train keeps moving along, Cravante. We're taking a look at some really electrifying wide receivers, and we got yet another one, but maybe some things off the field, like you mentioned, could hold him back.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Can't wait to get into it. It's so interesting with this draft. We were talking before we got on. It's like a handful of guys who have like legit first round grades or first round talent, but are probably gonna fall due to off the field concerns or issues or character issues or concerns or whatever. But um nonetheless, the talent is there. It's just what are you willing to put up with? You're on mute, bro.
I was ready to talk about him. Luther Burden III, because a lot to get into. Luther Burden III, you may have heard the name before, Missouri Junior, 6 foot 206, 206 pounds, 4.41 40 time. If you remember, the reason I say you may know the name, Cravante, and everybody else, 5-star recruit. He was the National Player of the Year. So he was the best player in high school football. He won the National Player of the Year. He had 20 touchdowns, 8 punt return touchdowns
Mm.
as a senior in high school. So he was dynamic, hence why he won the National Player of the Year. First season, 45 receptions, 375 yards, 8.3 average, 6 touchdowns, 12 punt returns, 12.6 average, 1 touchdown. Sophomore year, he was second team All American, 86 receptions, 1,212 yards, 14.1 average, 9 touchdowns, 8 punt returns, 8.8 average. This past year, first team All SEC Cravante, Missouri now in the SEC, 61 receptions, 676 yards, 11.1 average, 6 touchdowns, 4 punt returns, 85.9% catch rate, as well as 75.6% of his catches, Cravante, is within 10 yards. So let me say that again. 75.6% of Luther Burden III's catches are inside of 10 yards. So within 10 yards, it's basically 80% of the time he's getting the ball, and an 85.9% catch rate. And Cravante, you know we love the fun facts. He's one of 10 children,
Oh boy.
all sisters. So he's the only boy. So a little fun fact. No one else got nuggets like this with the draft profile. So there you go.
That's cool. That's cool. I had to be crazy. Where do you know where he was at in the line? Oh, it's 6'9", 6'6".
I don't know which number he is. I don't know which number he is. Yeah, yeah. So
That's interesting though, nonetheless, because no matter where you at in line, you the only boy. um, so Luther Burden, I can't wait to get to the pro comp because we know this pro comp quite well, but strong lower body, strong lower body strength, and he could run through a lot of like arm tackles after the catch. So him getting the ball within those 10 yards, he has a lot of yak ability, yards after catch. Um, Great body control, able to adjust to many different throws. A stat that you I think that you might have alluded to, drop rate. His drop rate improved drastically from 9.3% in 2022 to 3.8% in 2024. Um, and also good acceleration. Um, he sounds like Debo Samuel to me. you know,
ooh, okay,
you
okay.
know what I'm saying? Just you want Debo. Debo's not a true blue wide receiver. Like I see Debo a lot in the slot, just like I see Luther Burden. Not to say that he can't play outside, but I'm just saying I'm probably not putting him full time on the outside. He's closer to the ball as a slot, and we're getting the ball quickly. So with pretty much in the first 10 yards, we said 75-80% of the time he got the ball within 10 yards because we know he's pretty shifty and he can get out the gate if you don't get a good shot at him. So he reminds me a lot of Debo Samuels, but also with his a couple weaknesses. We don't get to the on the field weaknesses before we get to the off the field concerns. Um, this is somebody who we're concerned with how much he's been in the slot, if he can even play outside the next level. Getting off press coverage. It is not an easy thing to do. Okay. And even Debo Samuels, he's always, you see him, he's always in motion. He's in the slot. So, we don't just stick Debo outside and that's where he's going to live. I think it's very similar to Luther Burton, where he's probably going to be a slot guy, which also probably goes against him with his draft stock. Because you have to be a press coverage. You know what I'm saying? That's just a thing. And him being in the slot so much, that's concerning for if you put him on the outside. He's not as detailed with his route running, and like you said, the percentages for the inside is a concern at the next level. But one thing to be encouraged about, he worked on his drops over a 2-year, well, I guess say 3-year period from the 22 season through the 24 season. He improved his drop, so he has the ability to get better. That's an intangible that we don't talk about. Maybe we don't talk about enough. But my gosh, Byron, I've seen some things. With off the field concerns and Luther Burton. He has quite a few. So this is a tweet from a scout that's familiar with during the draft process and all that. This is a quote. He's a 5-star. They kissed his ass for 3 years just to keep him there. Next, his girlfriend is his manager, and the mom is a problem.
Oh boy.
Another quote. He is a good player on Saturday, but he's very ordinary Monday through Friday. That's an area that he's going to absolutely have to improve upon, because when I see people say things like ordinary throughout the week, means it doesn't sound like you're not working. You're not working hard enough at your craft. It seems like you're not working hard enough. And you notice, say good player. I didn't say great, didn't say elite. So if we were going to put you up to the next level, are you going to be average on Sundays? You know what I'm saying? If you're a good player on Saturdays, how are we expected that you be elite on Sunday or great on Sunday? So he got a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, if you ask me where he's at in this wide receiver group, it's probably Travis Hunter, T-Mac, and then it's a drop off. It's a drop off after those two. But him and Ibuka, and they're two different types of players. So depending on what you value, he's probably 3-4 range as far as talent. But with concerns like this, like we've seen things go left when family is involved with young players. So, and he has 2 women that's very close to him that is pretty much involved in this. So that is a concern and a potential headache for somebody who was just maybe a good player on Saturday. So I'm sorry, go ahead, Byron.
No, I was gonna say I've heard the diva reputation, but I do want to vouch for the brother. He didn't have a quarterback, Cravante. We were playing quarterback for Missouri. Terrible quarterback play all year, each other 3 years. Nobody of any type of note. And remember, Missouri was playing pretty decent in the SEC football. They had some good seasons. And I think he was a big part of that. And I think Cravante, even if he is just a slot guy, what he can do in special teams is just as good with the other stuff. And with the new kickoff rules, guys like him may be more of a premium in
Sure.
those round 2. I see maybe around 2, I see a lot of Cam Ward at 1 and maybe Luther Burden at the top of the second for the Titans, just throwing some things out there. That's what I see a
Sure.
lot of.
Sure. I do think he is with all this wild stuff going on and off the field, he's probably be a back end first round. I think that's his ceiling. But he probably will find himself somewhere at the top of the second round, due to all this stuff going on. But very productive. We got guys who's able to, I don't care who's on the field, who's that quarterback, they find a way to be productive. And pretty much I'm sure the game plan was get the ball to Luther Burden quickly. That's the game plan, and let him move and groove, move and shake. Like that's what I said. He reminded me so much of Deebo Samuels in that sense.
Yeah, let's look at the second round real quick for the draft. Let's see here. And second round starts with the Browns, then the Giants, then Titans. So he could go anywhere, any of those places, maybe.
Any of them. Any
Jacksonville,
of them.
Oakland. I mean, Las Vegas. Yeah.
Literally anywhere. Any of them. Yeah. So it's probably safe to say he's going to the top of the second round. Like this is his floor. His floor is like 40. But he could probably go as high as, the back end of the first round. But who needs a receiver in the back end? Because that's like the tech. Well, we already know where we think the Texans are going to go. There's the Rams was in there, the Commanders, Ravens, and of course the Super Bowl.
Bills and Chiefs. You got Lions, Commanders, Bills, Chiefs.
But and you know what? And this is not by accident. Typically, the teams that pick in the back end of the first round are usually better run organizations. So I don't know if any of them will be willing to take on the off the field concerns that Luther Burden has going on. And I'm not sure if anybody's going to trade up back into the first round for it. Probably not. So I feel more comfortable saying that he's probably going to be second, top of the second round.
Well, Cravante, Luther Burden III, definitely a name that'll stick out to a lot of people. And what do they need to do? So this video can stick out to other people interested in the draft.
Absolutely. Tap in, man. And maybe you have another fun fact that maybe we don't know. Tap in, type it in the comments, engage with us. If you have anybody who you feel is unique that we don't cover, hey man, tap in and we'll see if we could get to them. We'll try our very best to get to them before the draft. And of course, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, because these draft profiles we pushing them out, man. We looking at about somewhere around 30 of them.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Stay tuned for more draft profiles here on the Flex Zone.